It becomes a wild, wild west for you, right? I mean, that's the way you have to operate, because you have to assume that the other person has one.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since the state's new permitless carry law has taken effect. As of July 1st, anyone over the age of 18 who is a proper person as defined by state law can carry a firearm without a license.
And the concerned clergy of Indianapolis is raising questions about that law. News 8's Cody Adams joining us now with more on what the clergy is saying tonight. Cody.
Yeah, guys, Pastor David Green is the president of the Concerned Clergy of Indianapolis. He shares with me that he believes this new law could be a danger to public safety.
People who normally would not be walking around with guns on their hips will be. Whether they had a license or not having a license, they will feel empowered to have a weapon on them.
Pastor David Green believes the ability for more people to carry a gun freely could mean more impulse gun violence.
They were more likely to respond utilizing that weapon versus if it was left in a car or at home or someplace that they had to travel to. That gives people time to calm down in the midst of a dispute or conflict.
He also believes the new law could make it more difficult on police officers.
It's obviously policing changed with this law, because every police officer, law enforcement officer has to assume that every individual they walk up to is potentially, packing a weapon that's easily accessible.
Wednesday morning, IMPD Chief Randall Taylor joined the concerned clergy to discuss the concerns for officers and how they're handling the new law.
Obviously, there's a little more challenge without having the ability to arrest people for carrying without a permit. But I do believe the men and women of the IMPD, they are a smart group, they're a resourceful group, and they'll figure those things out as they go.
Pastor Green says it's already happening. He's heard from several youth who know people who have purchased guns and are not handling them with safety in mind because they've had no training prior to owning a gun.
We've got young people walking around with guns now since July 1st that don't even have a holster. They're just carrying it in their pants pocket. They themselves, the gun could drop, they could shoot themselves, they could shoot others. If people are walking around with no holsters, imagine what they're doing at home, which means children are exposed to guns because we don't have gun safety locks or things we need to do if it's going to be a permitless society that need to happen.
U.S. Attorney Zachary Myers was at the press conference this morning. He says the federal government will work with law enforcement partners to stem the flow of illegal guns and illegally transferred guns into the community. He also says people with a history of violent crimes will be prosecuted federally now. Reporting live in Indianapolis, Cody Adams, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Cody, thank you.